Hello everyone, this is Dennis. Welcome to another episode of Nice Math. Today we're going to be talking more about the TI-84 Plus graphing calculator. Last time we talked about some basics like the second key and the alpha key and how to change decimals into fractions, things like that. Today we're going to be talking about some more basics, some more tips. Let's see here. First thing I should talk about is there's a few ways to select things from the menu. So let's clear this out. Let's say we had a decimal that we wanted to change to a fraction. So 0.825. What we're going to do here is press the math key. And now we have a list of things that we can choose from. We want number 1, which is already highlighted. So since it's highlighted, we can just press enter to select it. If we wanted to do the decimal, we just scroll down and then we would press enter, but we want the fraction. So we highlight the first one, press enter, enter again, that'll give us the fraction. Another way to do it, and hit the math key to get to a fraction, is we can just hit the number on our keypad that goes with what we want. So if we want decimals, we would just hit number 2. But since we want fraction, we could just hit number 1 and then press enter. That's usually the way that I like to do it. I usually just hit the number of the menu that I want. So that's the one that I want to select. Let's do one here. One more here. Let's say if we want to do something like this, the fourth root of 81. So if we had the 4, first we do the 4. Oops, just do 1 4. The fourth root of 81. So we want to choose number 5. We're taking the fourth root. We already had the 4 there, so I choose 5 of 81, and that gives us 3. So that's one way to do it there. Yeah, all right. Well, I think that's about it for the menu. Again, I usually just like to hit the number. That's usually the quickest way for me. Let's talk a little bit about the float. What is float? Float is how many decimal places there are going to be after the decimal. How many that the calculator is going to display. So let's do, I'm just show you a little bit here about what it's normally like. So if we wanted to do something with a lot of decimals, that's definitely pi right here. So let's do that. And that'll give us as many decimals as it can. But now we're going to change the float. So we go to mode, which is right here. I just click that. And the float is the second one down. And let's say we want to go to 3 decimal places. Let's do that. So we have 3, we hit enter to select it, and we go back to the home screen. And let's do pi again. And so it's only going to give us 3 decimal places. Notice that it does round for us. So it used to be 3.1415, but since that 5 there, that makes this 1 round up. So now it's 3.142. Okay, let me put this back before I forget. Get that down there. And okay, so that's float. If you are borrowing a calculator, or if you did it by accident, or if you all of a sudden say, "Oh, wait a minute, this answer should have a lot more decimals," definitely check the float. Definitely might be something to mess you up. Okay, let's talk a little bit about exponents. It's pretty easy, but the basic one here is easy. So your exponent key is right here. So if we want to do 9 to the 4th, we would just do 9 to the 4th. Has a little caret. I think that's what that's called, a little caret, 9 to the 4th power. Let's say we wanted to do something a little harder, like a fraction in the exponent. Maybe something like this. So in this case, we would do 8. And then the exponent key. But if it's a fraction, we need to put that in parentheses. 8 to the 1/3 power. That'll give us 2. And we'll do one more here. Let's say we had a negative exponent, something like this guy. So in that case, we do 72. And we don't need to put the parentheses, although sometimes if you have a longer expression, it's a good idea to use the parentheses, but you don't have to. So to the -2 power. Whoa, wow. Well, let's do something that we actually know what the answer is. Let's do something like 8 to the -2 power. Let's do that. It makes more sense, right? Okay, so that gives us a decimal. If we want to change that to a fraction, I'm going to do that just really quick here. 1/64th. And later on, we'll talk about more about this negative exponent. If you're not sure how we got that answer, we'll talk more about negative exponents. All right, very nice. Next, let's talk a little bit about how to clear your screen and also just how to get back to your home screen here. The clear button, I've been using this quite a bit. Let's say I have an expression here and I don't finish it, I don't hit enter. And if I hit clear once, it clears just that one line. But if there's nothing on that line to hit clear, it's going to clear the whole screen like that. Let's say you're in another part of the calculator doing some graphing. Let's say we had y is equal to x, I don't know, divided by 9 or something like that. If you hit clear now, it won't take you back to the home screen. It will just clear out your expression, and then you'll have to type the whole thing again. So yeah, that didn't work. So we go divided by 9. We want to use this quit key over here. It's in blue, so we have to use the second key. Luckily for us, it's right by the second key, so that's nice. So just second quit. So if you're in the graphing mode or something like that, then you can just do second quit. It'll take you back home. Okay, let's see. One last thing we'll talk about here is how to reset your calculator. Let's say you change a few things here. You're in scientific mode and the float is somewhere, and you are no longer radians, you're in degrees. And click that and go back home. And or if you're borrowing a calculator and you don't know where the defaults are set to and you want to make sure you know where everything is, you're going to reset the defaults. So there's a little memory key here, or mem. That's in blue, so we use second memory. And down here, number 7 is reset, so I hit number 7. And normally you just want to stick with resetting the defaults. This is going to change just the things like we mentioned, like the mode, anything in the mode. All RAM, that is going to restore or erase all, if you have anything stored for your variables, or if you have any programs. And it also might be a good idea to do that, especially if you're getting one from the class to take a test or something like that. But usually defaults will get you back if you're a little stuck, if you've been trying some new things on your calculator. Yes, we want to reset it, so that gives you now it's reset. So now if we go back to our mode, now everything is back to where it was to begin with. All right, well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to email with any questions or comments. Until next time, bye-bye.